Hello, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be making a tray with dried flowers. Unfortunately, I did not catch the first part of this project. I thought I hit record. Apparently I didn't. It didn't record. So I'm just going to show you right now what I did so far, which is basically just take two pieces of twine and twist them together, and then I place them on the outside of the tray, like on the outside rim. It took, see, it snaps back a lot. So it took me a while to get it to lay down. But once I did, I just poured a clear layer of resin on top of the twine and let it cure. So this is the next day after it cured. And I'm going to lay down some dried flowers, some dried leaves, and these little chips I have. I don't know what they're made of. But I have one in like a dark brown color and one in a gold. And I just wanted to fill in some like empty space around the outside where the twine is. And then hopefully just a few of them will kind of merge into where the flowers are. I didn't want a lot, so I placed them all like on the outside. Hopefully, I haven't seen it yet, the final product, the final try, sorry. But I'm hoping just a few came into the middle where the flowers are. I don't want it to take over, but so yeah, I just randomly put them down. I'm not sure how it's going to look or if you'll even see them, but I just figured I'd try it. I wasn't sure what else I could use because I don't have a lot of room. I can't put stones or anything like that. So this is what I went with. And once I'm done this, I'm just going to pour a thin layer of resin, clear resin, and try to lay the flowers down. Now, I'm not good at this. This is not in my wheelhouse, flowers, floral arrangements, or anything like that. In fact, I try to stay away from flowers because they trigger my allergies. Yeah, for the last 2 days, I've been really going through it with the allergies. But yeah, here I'm just pouring the clear layer. And then I tried to choose fall colors. I don't have a lot, but I chose like a yellow, an orange, and a white. I was going to use red, but the red ones that I have are, I don't know, they're too bright, I guess. The shade is too bright. So I didn't feel like it really went with the other flowers, so I just went with the white, the orange, and the yellow. And then I chose some greenery. I think they're fern leaves. I'm not sure. And then there's another one I chose for the back. I don't know anything about flowers or plants. I'm sorry. But I chose another kind of leaf. You'll see it. And I just put that on the back of the flowers. Now, I wasn't going for like any kind of pattern. I wanted it to be kind of random, I guess. You know, kind of like wildflowers, something like that. That reminds me of fall. So that's pretty much what I was trying to do. I did end up kind of putting a pattern. I don't think I was aware I was doing it at the time, but I did try to do it as random as possible. But yeah, it's just, it was so hard to get them down and get all those bubbles out. I don't know if anyone else who's worked with flowers has that issue, but you push them down, you get the air, all the bubbles out, and then for some reason, I guess when they float, more bubbles are forming. I have that problem. If you have that problem, let me know and what you do about it, because I try heat, I try alcohol. I get the resin really like thinned out and warm before I place the flowers to try to avoid that. But doesn't always work, unfortunately. And bubbles drive me crazy. So if you have any tips on that, other than alcohol or heat, definitely let me know. I tried to place them like very slowly and just gently push them down in random patterns. And then once I do all that, I'm just going to let this layer cure. And then we'll do a third part of this project. It took me 3 days basically to do this. I took my time with it. And I will stop talking and just let you watch the rest of this. And I will come back when we're on the third part. Okay, so now the second layer is cured. And sorry about this, the camera. I hit the wrong setting again. I don't even know I do it until after I'm done recording and I go do the voiceover and then I see it. So unfortunately, this one part's going to be a little wonky, but all I'm going to do now is pour the back layer. I I contemplated about the colors for a very long time. I could not decide. I did want to do orange, yellow, white, or brown because those colors are in the tray and I didn't want to take away from the colors of the flowers. So it came down to like a light green or like an off-white beige color. Um, I went with the green. I'm not sure if that's the right choice, but those are the only two I could think of. So hopefully, hopefully it doesn't take away from the greenery or anything else in the front of the tray. But I'm just gonna let this cure again for another 12 to 18 hours, and then I'll show you the final tray. Okay, so now everything is cured. And I did have a little problem demolding because the mold that I've used like 100 times is finally worn out and in some of the silicone stuck to the resin. So unfortunately, this is the last time I can use this tray. I'll have to replace it, tray mold. But that's okay. It was just a little bit. And I think it turned out okay. I don't think it's spectacular. It wasn't what I was really going for or what I envisioned, but I mean, considering I haven't done this a lot and I'm new um, with flowers, it's okay. If you watch my videos, I always like to point out my mistakes and things I might do differently, not knowing if that would work either, but, and I like to get other people's opinions and comments about, what they think I did wrong or what I could do differently because, we share ideas, it helps us grow and, try different things. But yeah, it also bowed in the middle. That was the other issue. Again, probably the mold. I am trying to fix it. I don't think it's going to work. I have it on a heat mat with something heavy in the middle just to maybe level it out a little, but otherwise, yeah, it's not great. I would have used different flowers in the terms of more of a variety of flowers and not just the same flower. I think just using a bunch of the same didn't really go well. It's not the look I was going for. And the green background, I don't really think works. I think it camouflages the greenery in the back. So maybe I should have gone with the beige color. Not sure, but yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below if you want. I would like to try this again. I like to practice, see if I can get it somewhat okay. It's never going to be perfect, but get a better result, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, let me know what you think. And I also took some pictures that I'll put at the end of the video. And thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.